Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss another floral note that I love in perfumery, and it is one that I don't find in nature as much, but it is one that is prevalent in perfumery, and that is that of peony. And it is a beautiful flower that has these big, gorgeous blooms and a very, very, very delicate note. And the one that you smell in perfumery is often most equivalent to a white or a slightly pinkish blushed peony, but not ones that are found in like red peonies. Those don't smell as good, but those big white delicate, beautiful blooms are the ones that have a similar smell to what you find in perfumery. However, fun fact, all of the notes that you find in perfumery are typically a fantasy note. And that is because it is difficult to distill actual oil from a peony flower. So usually what you'll find are fantasy notes. And today I'm going to discuss my favorite 7 peony fragrances in my collection and 2 fragrance oils. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. The first fragrance oil that we want to talk about is a new one from the brand Nest, and it is watermelon and peony. And I got a travel size of it because I wasn't confident that I would need a full size of an oil like this. But after having used it for a bit, I may have to upgrade. It is a beautiful, sweet, as well as slightly floral fragrance oil. And I can see this pairing with a lot of my fruity florals that in my collection because I tend to like fruity florals quite a bit. And this is slightly aquatic. It is sweet. There's a tiny bit of citrus. The notes in the Nest watermelon and peony fragrance oil are peony, watermelon, nashi pear, and lemon. And I don't really smell the pear as much, but I do think it's lending itself to a freshness and a little bit more sweetness along with that watermelon. So this is a beautiful, if you like airy, watery types of fruity florals, it's going to be a great base for all of those types of fragrances. The second oil is from Cartier, and it is Le Diaphane, and it looks like that. And that is Le Diaphane. Excuse my French. Please don't roast me in the comments if you speak French. I do not. Spanish, a little bit, yes. French, not much at all. So I believe it is pronounced Le Diaphane. And it is an exquisite, exquisite fragrance oil. It is delicate, elegant, and it's the perfect base for your peony fragrances that are a little less sweet. So the watermelon and peony one by Nest, that is sweet, 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 and not candy sweet, but it is sweet. And so that'll go great with a lot of your fruity florals. This is great for all of your peony fragrances, but it is less sweet for sure. And it is a little bit more elegant and a little bit more refined. And this oil is immaculate. So I think that if you like peony, you should get your hands on this oil. It is a little bit pricey because of the Cartier label, but I think it's worth it. The first one on that list is Pretty Peony in the Flower Bomb collection. So that's a flanker of Flower Bomb, the most recent flanker of Flower Bomb, and it's Pretty Peony. Now to the 7 fragrances. I am going to list them in order, but keep in mind, I love all of these. That's why they're in this list, but they are in order. And the reason that I opted to get just the travel size is because while I like this, I like it quite a bit. It's actually, for me, it's the best flower bomb flanker that they've come out with. I really enjoy it. It doesn't last long. And when I say it doesn't last long, I mean 2, 3 hours on my skin. And after that, I can't even really say that it's a skin scent. I would have to reapply. And while I like it a lot, it's not a love, love, love. So I didn't really think that it was worth getting a full bottle. I've only been using it for a bit. I got it about 2 months ago, but I just started using it as the weather's warmed up. And I like it, but I don't think I'm going to get a full bottle of it. What it smells like is a slightly sweet, fruity peony. Let me get the notes for you. The notes that they have listed are strawberry in the top, peony in the mid, and vanilla and musk in the base. I can't honestly say that I smell very much of the strawberry when I spray it out. If there is a strawberry note, it's maybe there for 30 seconds. It's really not there long at all. This is predominantly a peony scent. And in the base, I guess maybe there's musk that's coming through. But like I said, it doesn't dry down to much of a skin scent, at least on my skin. And that's why I think I'm going to be satisfied with just the travel size. Coming in at number 6 is Kenneth Cole Blush. And this one is much more powdery. It's also delicate. I think most of these are going to be quite delicate, but this one is very powdery and delicate. It also doesn't have the best. I just sprayed myself in the face. It also doesn't have the best lasting power, but it lasts a little bit longer on me than the Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb. And it's just so happy. This is a happy, happy, fruity floral. Let me get the notes for you. In the top, there's sugar, raspberry, orange, and pear blossom. In the mid, there's peony, jasmine, and tuberose. And in the base, it's vanilla, white musk, and patchouli. I don't smell any patchouli whatsoever, and I'm not mad about it. Sometimes patchouli is nice to ground the fragrance, but in this beautiful, springy, effervescent fragrance, it's just not really something that I'm mad about not smelling. It probably does give it a little bit more depth and staying power, but I don't really pick it up. And I really like this one. So this comes in at number 6. In the number 5 spot is Candied Lychee by the Seven Virtues. I have this cute little travel size one. I also had a regular 9 ml or 10 ml travel size of this. I just didn't bring it down for the video. But this one, the notes in here at the top are lychee or lychee. In the mid is peony, and in the base it's crystal, amber, and vanilla. And this one, I notice, has much more staying power. The lychee in it gives a tartness that I enjoy. And it's more fragrant. This has more of everything. So as we've gone down the list, this one is very similar to the Kenneth Cole Blush, but this is a little bit more tart and a little bit more floral. So there's more of the peony fragrance in there. And it's a great one. I don't need as many sprays of this. When I go in with the Kenneth Cole, I mean, I spray, 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 spray. And even still, it might last 4 to 5 hours. And then I may need to spray again, but I don't mind because it's so happy. This is also a happy fragrance, but it lasts a little bit longer and you get a little bit more bang for your buck. And I really enjoy it. So that is Candied Lychee by the Seven Virtues at number 5. At number 4 is one from Lattafa, and it is On Gum Second Song. And this one is relatively new. I haven't had it for very long. That's why you only see this tiny little dent there, but dent nonetheless, considering the amount of time that this has been out. And this is the second, or it's a flanker of the original On Gum, which is a vanilla and lavender scent. I smell a small amount of that DNA here, even though there's no lavender listed in the note breakdown. In the top of this fragrance, there is pear blossom and bergamot. In the mid, there's peony, orange blossom, and praline. And in the base, there's vanilla, musk, ambroxan, and tonka. It is beautiful. It's sweet. There's a little bit of creaminess from the praline. There's some zestiness from the bergamot in the opening, and it gives way to that somewhat tart peony and very elegant orange blossom. And when it dries down, the vanilla is outstanding. The vanilla and the tonka mesh together to make this feel like it almost has more vanilla than On Gum. And On Gum was a vanilla heavy fragrance, or is a vanilla heavy fragrance. I just can't rave enough about On Gum's second song. It is so beautiful, and that's why it made number 4 on this list. Number 3 on the list is a classic for me and many of you, and that is Chloe Eau de Parfum, the original. In this, we have peony and lychee at the top, as well as freesia. In the mid, there's rose, lily of the valley, and magnolia. And in the base, there's Virginia cedar and amber. And the reason this was also in my rose video, because rose does come through quite a bit. Peony has a similar characteristic to roses, just with a little bit more freshness. And I think that freshness comes through in this fragrance. And from my understanding, lily of the valley as well as geranium are sometimes used to make up the fantasy notes that make peony in fragrance, in perfumery. It makes sense that there is lily of the valley and magnolia in the mid, and those combined with rose make the smell quite a bit like peony to my nose. And there is lychee, which lychee is often what I smell when I smell an actual peony. I smell a little bit of lychee and a little bit of rose, almost like they're mashed together. And that's what actual peonies smell like to me. So this is, it's no wonder that this is number 3 on my list, because it just embodies to me not only what rose smells like to me, but also what peony smells like. And that is Chloe Eau de Parfum. Now, my number 2, I went back and forth. I wrestled with whether to make this number 2 or number 1, because if you've watched any of my fragrance videos, you will know that this is my favorite fragrance of all time. But for this list, for as far as peony is concerned, I had to put it at number 2. And that is none other than Delina La Rose. This is an airy, fresh, tart, somewhat sweet, beautiful spring scent. I mean, it is beautiful. I wear it all year round, but it shines in the spring and summer, particularly in the spring. Oh, so good. This is the one that my kids say smells like mommy. So this is definitely my signature scent if I were to have one. I wear lots of fragrances, but it is my favorite of all time, and that is Delina La Rose. Let me get the notes for you. So the notes in Delina La Rose are lychee, pear, bergamot, and pink pepper in the top. In the mid, it's Turkish rose, peony, watery notes, and floral notes. And in the base, it's white musk, woody notes, and Haitian vetiver. I don't really pick up on the pink pepper personally, but apparently it's there. I definitely pick up on the watery notes, the peony and the rose. This is just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. If you like rose, if you like peony, if you like watery notes, you need to get your nose on this. It is, yes, it's pricey, but it is worth every penny. Beautiful. This is my baby. Now, the one that made number one for this list is one that keeps impressing me every time I smell it. I can't get enough of this, and that is Main Character by Vivamor Parfum. Now, this is a peony caramel fragrance. Those are the first things that I smell when I smell Main Character. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to smell like an entire peony marketplace today. So good. This is so good. Let me get the notes for you. The notes in Main Character are pear blossom, bergamot, raspberry, white peach, and pink peony in the top. In the mid is cotton candy, Egyptian jasmine, and orris. And in the base is vanilla bean, caramel, velvet, musk, and sandalwood. I smell the peony throughout the wear of this fragrance. Even though it's in the top, I smell it throughout. Obviously, the cotton candy lends sweetness. The caramel also gives it more sweetness and depth. And the sandalwood rounds everything out. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So if you like fruity florals that have a touch of gourmand with just elegant and excellent projection. Main Character is one that you want to get your nose on. I'm not sure if decants are available, but this is a beautiful fragrance and I highly, highly recommend it. So those are my favorite peony fragrances in my collection. If you have some peony fragrances that you love, if there are any of these or others, please put them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Have a beautiful, beautiful day or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.